So yeah, just made up a bit of a diagram for what you sort of want roughly, and I just made that's probably better, just made a template first of what I want. So this is the cardboard one that folds up, and then I just trace that onto a bit of metal once I got that pretty close. It was all test fitment. There was a lot of test fitment. There was putting the top fascia in, the lower fascia, screwing it up tight, making it all snug, the air box, getting in under there, trying to get the angles correct so everything misses, pulling everything out again, testing again, and yeah, so it was a fairly slow, long process. Yeah, put some hours into it, but that's where we're up to progress. So bear with me guys if you are enjoying the content and this step-by-step process.
All right, I like this kind of game. Let me show you what I got. Check this out. Bring the bass line. Shut it down.
G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Taking off from last episode, the wiring I started, but had a lot of interest otherwise, because the reason I think I had a lot of interest was because no one's mad enough to go into this wiring loom, a new wiring loom, especially someone who's just a backyarder, do-it-yourself guy. So what I want to talk about before we get going is the steps. So I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just I've got a bit of a plan, but I'm just doing it as I go, just a bit like this video today. So I've got a bit of a list somewhere here. Okay, so what I'm going to do today, planning to do, is I'm going to get the old wire out. So I'll be getting the old wire here out, the old loom. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just got a bit of a list, like I was saying a minute ago, what I'm going to start on. So I'll grab the list. Okay, so with my list, I'm going to take out the old wiring. So the old loom here on the firewall, the grommet, I might have to cut it off, cut some wires, some clips off the end to feed the wires back through. I'm also going to need a metal frame that holds the dash fuse on, or possibly. So I'm hoping it's going to mount roughly where the old one was. So yeah, the new fuse box can go where the old one was, possibly. Now I bought a rubber grommet kit off eBay for the firewall. Okay, so do your research guys before you buy them. Check with a lot of people, do a lot of research, because the cabs, just a brief history, the cabs are interchangeable. Okay, they do vary. The HQ and J are apparently close in some regards. The HX, Z and WB, things like the grommets, etc. This one here, HZ cab, it's a 7 kit rubber. Okay, the Q and the J are an 8 kit. The firewall, where the grommet comes out, okay, where this main grommet comes out here, if I'm pointing in the right direction, this is round. From what I'm gathering on the HJQ, this is a square block type apparatus. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. The other thing with I did find out there's so much variance, small subtle variance as well as big ones, but the HQ and J, the actual cab in some areas were a little bit, what's their word, I think it was Wikipedia I was looking at, a little bit more flexibility in them. So when they got to the HX and Z, they made the cabs just a little bit more sturdier in different spots. I don't know if it was in the front, different press sections they put in. There is a lot to dig through. It does get confusing. The chassis. So the chassis, you can have a 1-ton cab go onto a style side or just a Ute, Holden Ute chassis. Yeah, they're interchangeable. So much is interchangeable. Okay, so let's go for a quick walk, and I've got some extra parts off Mark, my refinisher who did all this lovely work. I got some parts off him yesterday, so let's go check them out. Okay, so here's my wheelbarrow full of bits and pieces, odds and ends. So here's all the dash, underneath the dash. So you've got to work out what you're going to do first. So I'm presuming I'm going to do a lot of the wiring first, and then put these bits and pieces back together wherever, however they go back on together. I didn't take them out, Mark did, but he said he was going to gladly help if need be. So I need the dash display, which I'm going to, don't like the timber look, I'm going to make that a different colour. And here's the main frame that I've got to put in first to work out where my fuse box is going to go, which should be in that hole there. No, it's going to be underneath this. This is the top part of the dash. So it's actually going to go into this bottom section down here, the lower part of the dash. Alright, so let's get cracking. Hey, oh, where's that ball? Come on now, come on now, bring it here. Oh, chicken shit. Give you along so you can have a bit of a look, bring it a bit closer. Got the old part number up top here, it's pretty cool. So you got screws up here, must hold it into the dash as well. Coming along, and this section here I think is for your controls for your vent. So I'll bring you in with my the light. Go turn the light on. If you want a really good light, this is one I bought from just a automotive place. I forgot I even had it, so I'll just tip that down and you'll see how much light it puts in. Oops, it'll stay on. So it's really good. That's a very handy buy. I've just got it clipped. These here, it extends, so it pulls out and it retracts. And I'll just put some cloth on here to protect the Duco, of course. Okay, so this wiring loom here. There's the connectors here. Bring it all out so I can see what I have to work with. So all that, there's a grommet there. So that came out of, I'm presuming, that hole over here. Got a round connector there. I've got that weird thingy-bob there, resistor or whatever it is, can't remember the name. So I've got that, I think it comes from that hole there. So I might have to cut this old grommet and feed the wiring harness back through without cutting any ends off. I don't want to really cut any ends off at the moment. So if I cut that grommet off, because it's all shagged, it's too hard and brittle. So that's what we're working with. So I should be able to, that's going to be the best way, cut that grommet. I'm going to pull all the wiring harness back towards me inside the firewall, and I can undo all that up on top. It's got its own individual sort of hooks that get cable tied to once again. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get cracking. So I'll speed this up a little bit maybe, guys. Like they say with cooking, you got to make a mess to make a meal. Just applying a bit of pressure as I'm working it open. Alright, that's it. Get that old blade away and voila. Yeah, you can see all the rubber, it's all brittle, and yeah, how watertight that would still be. Probably still be alright, but it's going anyway. Okay, so the wiring up in here. It's actually got clips. Well, put it in the right place for you guys. There's actually plastic clips here that's showing up. They clip through that metal. So, because I don't think they had cable ties back in the day. Anyone knows? Alright, so I'm going to need 2 hands, so I'll put the camera down. There's a couple I've got to do, and then over there I've got an earth wire I've got to undo as well. They're like a clip, and they hold the cable in quite good, but they're a bit brittle and old. They just pop, they just sort of pushed up, and I've got them out. There's one just here, you can see a bracket there. It's missing one by the looks of it, and these ones here I've got to push out, as I was just saying before. So I just want to bring it a bit closer. So that one there, and then that one there. I'll get a pair of pliers and just ease that up through. Gotta close them to push them through. Okay. So I've got 20 nose pliers and so might be able to see. Let me just do it from here. So there's 2 lugs here. Spread them in, and then that'll go back up through the hole. Theoretically, there we go. Stay there just a little bit more. There we go. Get out. Get out. Good job. And over here, might be a little bit more on a. Oh, we've got that thingamabob. Got to unplug as well. Oh, it's just going to pull right out. I'll pull it out and then I'll put it back in so I know where the other one can fit. Look at that. What do we got? There we go. Alright, stay there on the T-bar shifter for a second. There's never anything flat to hold your camera. If anyone ever gets into recording, there is never a place where you can put it where you need it generally. Okay, so pull that one out of these connections and I'm just going to put it back in to there so that doesn't have to come out. That's just all crap here, this shit, and switches, and because this did have gas where they put gas switch over. I'll get rid of them in a minute. This other one up here, oh, that's trying to go back into its hole. I want that. Go back, just down low, push up. All the weight's just want it to drop back down. I'll just put you on the dash for a second. And there we go. That one's out. So hopefully we should be able to feed all this. Oh, there goes my other torch. I should be able to feed all this out. Okay. That's good. But I think this is for the brake. This here. This switch. So I've got a red and a green. A red and a green. But just for now, I'll just put 2 cuts in that. But anyway. Okay, so back to the harness. Okay, so here's all the rubbish we've got left at the moment. So I should be able to just slowly feed this in. There goes my light again. Sure, just drag all this in. There's a connector coming through. And that's the last little bit. Okay, now I just got one connection up in here I've got to undo on the wall, and that should be it. Anyhow, inlay side, and that's all pretty self-explanatory. So there we have our rubbish section. We'll be getting switches off that as we go through. So progress, very slow, painfully. So if you are hanging around watching this, it's the process. It's slow. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's going to help someone out there if they're going to do the same thing. You can fast forward if you want the different sections, but yeah, it's not a TikTok video, so bear with me, guys. All right, let's have a look inside. There we go. I think there's a connection I can see, and that wire in the steering column for now I'm not going to replace until maybe the last. I'll see how I go. Yeah, I'm just not too sure, but there we go. Okay, now I'll just for demonstration point or purposes, sorry, just so if anyone hasn't seen it behind their dash, see if I can get this lighting. Those are outside, mate, puffing and puffing. So this is what's in behind. Okay, so you can see the hole there, that's where your vents screw onto. What do we got up underneath? Because I know I'm always looking through photos of different websites or videos, pictures of other guys, just to get references. So there's some wiring over there. That's, yep, that's all right for the steering column. That's underneath. Up inside. Okay, so those clips you can see on the back wall there, they're ones I'm going to use to keep the wiring harness up out of the way. The bulk of it, that's got to go over to the left. And I'm going to be wrapping it and protecting it in some really good cloth and a plastic tubing, so nothing's going to arc out. I've just put there, that's the bracket there for the accelerator pedal. Brake, of course. Alright, I presume these bolts here, down here, are for the lower fascia. I might get the other fascia, the main fascia, and put it up, because the lower one where I'm going to have to reference for the fuse box, it might have to bolt on to the main metal one. So bear with me and I'll get that. So this is it here. Quite a bit of weight in this. It's like a die cast steel. If anyone wants to know what a speed nut is, it's this guy here, these guys. So that slides on. This is a similar connector or speed nut that goes onto your panels, like on your guards and that. So there's no nut at the back. It's actually it screws, the thread screws through this bit of metal itself, through the hole. If that makes sense the way it's designed. So yeah, these actually will pull off. You just get a screwdriver behind, or a pair of pin snips, long pliers, long tooth, long ones, you know what I mean. That's this guy there. I might sit this in first. Something's not quite right. I can't see underneath what's going on, don't have the light, so I'm going to remove this bloody steering wheel. That's what I'm going to do. So steering column's coming down. I think there's a spring or something that's holding it to a certain point.
Nice. 3 days later.
So there we go, we got progress. So I've got it mounted, not far off where the old one was. It's just a little bit lower than the other one. Now, this took this took a lot of time to work out. Basically, I had to fit the top portion of the fascia here. You've got to fit it into place. The bottom section you've got to fit into place to work out where your bracket's going to go. So I had to make a bracket up in there. Things like your airbox here. So this airbox, I had to put that in. The cables at the back, I've got to work out where they go. Hopefully they're not going to be fouled up. So that's just temporary screwed in. The air vent, the snout to it up here. So that all pretty much clears where I've got the bracket. So it's a bit hard, but yeah, I've got a bracket in there, and I had to make a cardboard template up. So I've got this here. It's got the bolt here, and there's a bolt down here. Okay, so I've designed it so I can do this if need be, just by taking the lower fascia off. So I've got a bracket I made up. I don't know if that's coming up. There's a bracket I made up, so welded 2 bolts to it, and it's not the best, but it's sturdy and practical. You can see I've got 2 bolts there. Alright, so you've got 2 bolts there. Now the 2 bolts I had to weld onto part of the steering column bracket, like a bracing bracket. I tried to drill through it, and it's bloody, I don't know, it's 5mm thick, and it is rock hard. It's a bugger to get in there, but it's rock hard. So 2 bolts in there, that's what the bracket's on, and I've got to tighten it up more yet, but that's how I fitted that. So that's the progress I'm at. Like I was saying, I've got the heater control switches here, so I've got to put that in yet, and see if that, with these wires here, or these cables, they hook up to the heater control. So when you move them across, open the box, opens that box up in there for your air vents. So yeah, bear with me guys, that's where I'm up to at the moment. So like I said at the start, it's going to be a part, you know, 3, 4, maybe 4 at this stage series, so bear with me. So yeah, it's not I think I said before, not a TikTok video. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there for this episode. So I've got a lot more to do on the car. Obviously this is a lot to do with the wiring first up, but I'll be doing bits and pieces in between. At the moment I've got the control panel out, and I'm tearing that down. So if you want to see how that's done, that's a control panel for your heater system. I've got a little video on that, and we're giving that a bit of a refresh. So the box itself, I've got that all set up. I'm going to take the bracket back out. I'm going to give that a hit, respray that, put it back in when it's dry, put the fuse box back in, control this one here, the control for the heater I just mentioned. I've got to fit that in to see if the wires and everything aren't going to foul up the rest of what I'm doing. The dash is to come. I'm going to respray that, the bottom dash as well. It's pretty short. So thanks for watching, guys. So plenty to come. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next one. All the best. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.